Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our third annual HPC in the City Dallas Hackathon associated with Supercomputing 22. We're so happy to have everyone here. And today we are having our kickoff for our hackathon event. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and select my slide deck and let's start our slideshow here. All right, I'm going to move my bar over. I am going to make sure I can see my participants. Hello, participants. There we go. I'm put you over there. And then I am also going to open my chat so I can actually see that. But unfortunately, I can't see your faces, but that's okay. Having said that, welcome. Let's go ahead and dive in here today. So our agenda for today, we're actually going to do some introductions and including our code of conduct, our hackathon objectives, deliverables, and resources. We're going to have our judging criteria here, and we are very thankful for the judges that are here to take a look, as well as our mentor pitches and team formation. So tonight's going to be a fun night. As you see on the screen, we do have our join our Discord server link there. If you are not yet a part of our Discord server, please do. I'm going to take a look over here and see if anybody joins right now, which we did. Our last person I see up here is Vladimir. How you doing, Vladimir? Thank you for joining us there in our Discord. And and Quinn Mai. How you doing, Quinn Mai? We're glad to see you here. So go ahead and push forward here. There we go. So before we get too deep into things, I just want to take a moment to recognize all of my fellow organizers who have helped pull this together from year to year. We very much have become like a family from working on these different hackathons. So I'm going to start up at the top left with our Dr. Linda Hayden at ECSU. Doc, would you like to say hello to everyone?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. So glad to have you at our hackathon. Looking forward to working with you.
Excellent. Thanks, Doc. Now, Doc is like my mama number 2, so I am always glad to see her. Also, we have with us today, we have Amy Cannon, who is actually part of Omnibon, as well as Boyd Wilson, who's part of Omnibon. They are currently traveling to present. I just want to make sure here. Boyd, are you here? I know Amy is on the road. I think Boyd and Amy. Oh, Amy is here. Amy's here. Amy, how are you doing? Oh, can she unmute? Oh, I don't think she can unmute. I know she's traveling today. We're glad to see you, Amy. And Boyd, if you're here, we're glad to see you as well. Of course, we have myself. I'm Jamie Powell. Jamie's just fine. Jamie's what my mama called me, as long as I wasn't in trouble. Mr. Alex Note, you're going to hear from him a little bit later during this presentation. He's going to give you a little bit of information, but he is in a very different time zone from us. It's very, very late in the day for him, but you will be hearing from him in a little while. And then we also have Mr. Charlie Day from TAC, one of my favorite people to work with. Would you like to say hello, Charlie?
Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Hey, everyone. Great to see you all. This is gonna be freaking amazing. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. We're glad to have you here. All right, let's go ahead and push forward here. So, as I stated before, we are now going to have a quick word from Alex, one of our organizing committee, just to kind of go over a few things about the code of conduct. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that now. Please let me know if you do not hear the sound. Or not. Let's try that again. Let's do that one more time.
Hey, Jamie, I didn't hear the sound.
Hi, and thank
See
you
that
2022 HPC in the City Dallas.
Here we go.
Hi.
All right. Are you able to hear
for
that?
participating in the 2022 HPC in the City Dallas Hackathon. Our goal is for all of you to have a great time and to work on exciting projects with your team and mentor. To make sure the hackathon will be an enjoyable experience for all, we developed a code of conduct. In the next few minutes, I will walk you through the most important points of the code. You can also find it on the hackathon website. The URL is depicted in this slide. We are an inclusive event that welcomes all people, no matter their age, gender, skin color, ethnicity, nationality, religion, or background. We are dedicated to provide a harassment-free environment to everybody, and we do not tolerate harassment in any form. We expect all hackathon participants, mentors, sponsors, partners, volunteers, and staff to comply with this code of conduct. The hackathon staff may take any action they deem appropriate if the code is violated. Potential actions include sanctions, expelling people from the hackathon, or contacting law enforcement. Harassment includes but is not restricted to audio-video recording against reasonable consent, sustained disruption of talks or other events, inappropriate contact, and unwelcome sexual attention. Furthermore, sexual language and imagery is not appropriate at any time during the hackathon. If a situation makes you feel uncomfortable, if you witness someone being harassed, or if you are a victim of harassment yourself, please contact a member of the hackathon staff immediately. They are distinguishable as organizers in Discord. You can also find their contact information under the menu point Organizers on the hackathon website. The URL is depicted in this slide. You're of course welcome to take screenshots and pictures and share them during or after the hackathon with your friends or on social media. You should, however, be aware who and what might be visible in your picture and give people a reasonable chance to opt out. To be sure, just ask yourself if you would like someone taking a picture of you in that situation before taking a picture yourself. We hope that these rules help us all to have an enjoyable hackathon. Good luck.
Hey, Jamie, you're still muted, or is that part of the hackathon?
No, see, I was actually talking to myself. See, I had to remind myself of some things, but I want to say thank you to Alex for providing that. And the slides and video are available on the event site. This is, of course, listed there at the bottom of the screen. All right, moving on. Thank you, Charlie. See, he's always keeping me straight. There we go. So now we come to the objectives of this particular hackathon. What we aim to do within this hackathon is to bring together the expertise, the resources, the knowledge, and the personnel together with students and others in the community to address problems that are affecting an area. And in this particular case, we're addressing problems that affect Dallas or the greater state of Texas. Now, I, being a current a resident of Texas, can tell you that Texas is huge. And just about anything that affects Texas affects just about everywhere else. So we're going to see projects from all over the board. Now, having said that, I do want to say that these high performance computing based projects will allow you to use some of these new skills, as well as work very much directly with specialists in the field. Now, some of the outcomes from this particular event includes increased familiarity with data science in the cloud. You'll experience collaborative software engineering. And as I love to say, if you have never done that before, I promise you, it is interesting. And it's a very valuable skill to learn. And you'll also develop professional communication skills. Now, I wanted to give you something that I like to call the 3 T's. Now, what the 3 T's are a quick summary of what's going on. So the teams that we're going to form tonight are going to consist of 4 to 5 students with 1 primary mentor and 1 technical mentor. So they'll have a co-mentor to help each other out. Of course, this will be taking place from today, November 3rd, through Monday, November 7th, with the event starting now with the kickoff. Now, every day, starting tomorrow, we're going to have 2 check-ins, 1 in the morning and then 1 in the afternoon. We did maneuver some of the times, so those times are available on the schedule, but we will have our final presentations on Monday, the 7th at 5 p.m. Central. And make sure, yes, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 3 p.m. Pacific. That's important because we have people from all over the country. Now, I also want to put out there that along with the final presentations, they will be available. They will be live streamed as well. Some of the topic examples that you're going to hear tonight from the projects include data analysis of COVID-19, economic disparities, genomics, weather-related events, social justice issues, AI-based crowd status, public data management, graduation rates, broadband, and the list goes on and on and on, and not that far on, but quite a few different projects here that you'll be hearing about tonight. But as teams, this is the thing that you should remember. Deliverables. On Monday, there are some things that we're going to expect from you prior to your presentation. And those deliverables include a GitHub repository. In that GitHub repository, you should have a readme.markdown file, readme.md file that's customized for your project as a project description. It should have a PDF of your final presentation with your team members, your use of HPC technology on the project, and the project impact to the community, as well as any source code, including comments. We did a presentation earlier today on both Discord and GitHub if you have never used GitHub before, and if you have some questions to go along with that. So feel free to check the website in order to go on that, and of course, we'll answer any questions along with that as well. By the way, the reason I keep looking over to the left is because that is where you are. This is where you live. I can see the camera over there, and I keep double checking the chat to make sure I'm not missing anything. Some of the resources that you're going to have available to you include Google Cloud. Google, as one of our supporters, has graciously supplied us with a number of credits. If you need access to those, or Cloudy Cluster, which we've also done a training session on, your mentor can send their email, their Google attached or Google Suites email, to Cole McKnight, who's actually here tonight, and he would actually provide you with those resources. Some of the most commonly used things include Python, Jupyter Notebooks, Node.js, Replit. All right. I know for a fact there are a lot of computer science students here. And as computer science students, you're given group projects. Replit allows you to code collaboratively. Just putting that out there. As well as HTML and of course Discord. If you are not on the Discord, get on the Discord. We need you there. And having said that, let's learn a little bit about some of the judging criteria that'll go along with the projects.
At the end of the hackathon, each team is eligible to win one of the following awards: a Judge's Choice Award, a Viewer's Choice Award, and an HPC in the City Impact Award. I want you to note that there are no numbers in front of the awards. This is because one is not more significant than the other. In fact, the prize you can win is exactly the same for all three awards. It is important to know also that you cannot win them all. We don't want to create a situation where one team is running away with all the prizes and everyone else is disappointed. After all, this is supposed to be a fun event as well as a competitive one. So let me talk a little bit about how these different awards actually work. The first one is the Judge's Choice Award. We have assembled a team of judges, and each one can give a maximum of 100 points per team. They will assess your project based on 3 criteria. The first criterion is the creativity of execution, or the wow effect. Here the judges will ask themselves how creative the execution of your project was, and if you came up with new use cases, big opportunities, or surprises. For this criterion you can earn up to 20 points. The second criterion is UX, or polish. Here the judges will look at the design of your project, and they will ask themselves, is it actually easy to understand and to use, and did you put some thought into the user experience? For this criterion you can earn up to 10 points. The third criterion is the technical complexity of the project. Here the judges will look at how technically impressive your hack was, and they will ask themselves if the technical problem that you tackled was actually difficult, and if the technology you used made them go wow. For this criterion you also can earn up to 10 points. The fourth criterion is collaboration. Here the judges will look at how well you worked together as a team. This criterion is worth up to 20 points. The fifth criterion is the presentation. At the end of the hackathon, you will be asked to give a presentation about your project. And the judges here will look at if you presented a functioning solution, if you stayed within the time limit of your presentation, very important, and if you were able to communicate your project and its values well. This criterion is worth up to 20 points. And then the final criterion is very simple. It's just, did you complete the challenge that you set yourself? Did you manage to do what you said you would do? Did you achieve your goals? This criterion is also worth up to 20 points. Now to the second award, which is the Viewer's Choice Award. This is very much straightforward. At the end of the hackathon, there will be a presentation session, as mentioned before. During that session, you will not only present your project to us, the other teams and the mentors, but also to other people that might want to watch the stream, like for example your friends and family, HPC community members, sponsors or conference participants. During this session, we will share a link to a form where anyone can vote for their favorite team. At the end, we will count the votes, and the team with the most votes wins. Easy, right? And then for the Supercomputing Hackathon, we always have one special HPC in the City Impact Award. As you might have seen in the briefs and the discussions that we had, this hackathon is under the banner of HPC in the City Dallas. So we will also hand out an award to the team that creates something that is most valuable to the city of Dallas and the people that live there. So when you're planning your projects, when you're thinking about what to do, also keep this aspect a little bit in mind. Before ending the presentation, I also wanted to let you into a little secret. This is the I don't know how manyth hackathon that we have done over the past years, more than 10 for sure. And most of the staff and mentors have been with us for a long time. So if you want a good chance at winning, I would suggest to listen to them. They have seen stuff and they know things, you know, just saying. And with that being said, good luck to you all, and most of all, have some fun.
All right. Thank you, Alex. I also want to say hey to Boyd. I saw you sneak in here. I'm glad you're here. I do want to say that what Alex said about the little secrets, that's a thing. That is a real thing. We have quite a few people here that have participated in one of our hackathons before. And I tell you what, if you wouldn't mind, those of you that have participated in one of our hackathons before, if you're able to, could you please go to reactions and give us a thumbs up? I just want to see how many of y'all are out there. There we go. Oh, here come the thumbs. Doc, you have been at every last single one. We know you're. Look at that.
A thumbs up. It's chocolate, but it's up.
So all together, I saw about 13 or so people at one time that have been to one of our events before. By all means, use them, ask questions. And one thing that I think they can all say is our hackathon is about us learning, about us becoming a family, about us building our community and our network. So if there's something you have figured out, feel free to pass it on. And in fact, we may ask you to, because we're here to help each other. By the way, to my people that were here during the shout out to the people that were here for the GitHub Discord, I told you I was going to say we're a family. Check.
Yeah.
At the end of the hackathon,
no, I heard
Alex
enough.
again.
There we go. All right, we took care of Alex. Now we're about to come to my favorite part of our kickoff night, and that's our mentor pitches and our team formation. Now, the way this is going to work is our mentors are going to, I'm going to switch slide decks here, and our mentors are going to go in order of their slide decks, and they're going to present pitches to you. Each of the mentors has exactly 2 minutes. And when I say 2 minutes, what I mean is I will cut them off after 2 minutes. And so that we can go through them. If you see a project that you like, that makes sense to you, write it down. make a quick little note. Now I'm going to suggest, as you can see, we have 44 people online right now. Each of our teams, we don't want our teams to be any more than about 5 students. So you may have a first choice and a second choice just in case. All right. And I do want to say again, thank you to all of our mentors, both the new ones and those returning. We're so glad to have you. But now it is time. Mentors, let me stop my share. Let me stop my share here. Mentors, can we see your faces? Can we see your faces, mentors? Can we see all of y'all? There we go. We see them starting to pop up. There they are.
Bad hair day, man.
Hello. Hello to all of the mentors. Hello. So we're going to be going in order of the mentor slide deck. Let me just ease that back on over here. Where did I put it? I put it right here. There we go. I gave it its own special window. I'm going to get rid of, or I'm actually going to hide, skip that. And now I'm going to open this up. And mentors, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and control the slide deck so you don't have to worry about it. And I will keep track of time. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to say the floor is now yours, X person. That means I'm starting your time. Before we do that, are there any questions or concerns? Is there anyone that wants to add a new slide? Okay, not a problem. All right. So if there is anyone that does not yet have a slide available, or they have it on their computer, but not necessarily in the slide deck, just let me know and we'll allow you to share it from your computer. Does that sound okay? Good. Dr. K left? What? I can't even pick on him now. He can't hear it.
No, he had to go teach.
Right. Yeah, but I just miss picking on him. But he'll be back. He will be here tomorrow. All right. So having said that, let me go ahead and go to share screen. Again, you want to write down at least your top 2 most interesting. I'm sorry, I'm making sure I'm picking the right window here. Most interesting projects. I also want to throw another shout out there. One of my best friends in the world is actually joining us for this hackathon, and I'm really happy to have him here. So Gov, I am so glad to see you, man. I'm glad you're able to join us. All right.
And might I also add, that is one of the coolest names ever.
I know.
I mean, that's like video game character cool.
Yes. Like superhero name cool. But betraying Charlie. All right. So here we go. On with our very first person. Let me turn it on. I do need to turn it on. There we go. I have my timer here. And our first person to present is actually one of my coworkers, Mr. William Mobley, or I should say Dr. William Mobley, Will Mobley. So Will, the floor is yours.
All right, thanks, Jamie. So as he said, I'm Will Mobley, and when I started talking to Jamie about a potential project that I could recommend for this, one of the highlights was trying to find something that would actually be useful. So he actually pointed me to one of his colleagues that works in the teaching and green jobs realm. And we got through a bunch of different questions. And one of the questions that she really was interested in and really piqued my interest was, where should we be implementing jobs, like, or where should we be teaching people for green jobs? And one of the things is we have this huge bill right now that's going through for infrastructure with lots of green infrastructure type stuff in it. We have no idea where any of that money is going. And so what I'm proposing with this project is to start to mine some of the data past and what's going to happen to try to identify where the best places are to fill the gaps for jobs that need to happen for implementing stuff in Texas so that we can be a little bit further ahead than everybody else. So with this, we want data cleaning, Python, JavaScript, if you want to build a website on how you do this, some understanding of statistics, maybe machine learning. It's all kind of up in the air. We can work with anybody on this type of project. So if you feel like Excel is your thing, we can do Excel too. So yeah, just whatever experiences you have, I think we can work with and we can get something great.
There we go. Thank you, Will. And it's Will Mobley. I always say Will Mobley. I am so sorry. But the thing that I do want to make sure that you all know is that Will is actually an award-winning mentor, much like Charlie. He put a presentation together during our last one that was downright epic. That I love displaying when I was, but anyway, the point is that Will is has an amazing project, and I really do hope that you all are able to work with him on it. All right.
I'm gonna have to say this is actually a really cool sounding project, especially with the focus on Texas. Seems
Yes.
you got some interesting data from here.
And also, I do want to throw out there as well that the company EcoRise, I'll just say they're a very good company and a very good friend of mine as well. All right, moving on. Thank you, Will. Now this one I am truly excited to hear about. Some of you all heard during the initial, before everything got started, where I was a little concerned about what this project was about. And then I started reading it, and it really made some interesting points. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to one of my coworkers. Actually, when I say coworker, I mean her office. We share a wall in our job, and so I will hand the floor over to Pat. So Pat, the floor is yours.
Howdy, hackers. I am proposing that it's not just about data and large equipment and all of that, but it's how you tell the story. And so I'm looking at doing a gamification of data that is modeled after Texas Hold'em, which for those of you that have been too busy studying and haven't really been part of that, that is the most popular poker game in the world. And what we're going to be doing is using this in order to study and take a look at all of the many different issues and that are part of the vibrant growth of Dallas. If you're interested in smart growth, in health services, in public safety, in any of a million things, transportation, all of the things that Dallas is currently struggling with, then this will give you an opportunity to go in and to source out data and try to find original facts. We will create in the game a true and a false version of this. When I say original, it's surprising. It's the kinds of things that we hope will hook someone reading that. Then the way that the Texas Hold'em works is that there are 3 upfront cards called the flop, and those will be correlated data. So you'll be not only going in and finding interesting data, but you will be looking at what other sorts of facts can provide hints that are correlating to the correct answer. Then there is the turn card that comes up afterwards. And that's an opportunity to put in resources about learning more and getting involved in some of the actions that are taking place as a public service. And finally, the last card is the one that's called the river, and it's the one that tells the true story as to which of the two cards that you pulled up front is false versus and true. And a winning
And Pat,
hand.
I'm gonna have to call
Data.
time.
Ah, a winning hand.
All right, not a problem. So do you want to get that last sentence out?
Sure thing. A winning hand is data selection, analysis, and storytelling, which will be utilizing the ACEs of technique that we'll be showing or teaching, and most of all, the strength of your team as a collaborative group. Thank you.
Excellent.
Wow,
Excellent.
that's just amazing. That sounds awesome.
Let me switch back here. There we go. All right. Thank you, Pat. And I love the slide. I absolutely love the slide. Now, up next, I have to put, this is another one of those shout out slides. I have to give a shout out to the team that on which I work creating sensors. Some of you all know that I work with sensors at TAC and get to go out in the field to interesting places. But having said that, we have a set of student mentors, Anne Claire and Quinn Mai, that will actually be presenting this project. And Quinn Mai, can I take a little bit of your fire, just a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I can't. Okay, so that sensor that you're looking at right there with the beautiful sunlight behind it, we actually set up that sensor yesterday. And that wonderful sensor that we worked very hard on had an SD card die as soon as we got it set up. So we'll be going back out there next week. But having said that, I want to turn the floor over to Quinn Mai. Quinn Mai, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Quinn Mai. I'm one of the student mentors. And so our project is called the Biosensing Data Dashboard. So along with my partner, Annie, we're deploying environmental sensors in the field to pick up atmospheric and also audio data to come back and do some analysis. So this method of data collection is generally called remote sensing, and it helps environmental research by enabling instantaneous data collection to help monitoring the changing world around us. So we want you to help out with building an online dashboard to visualize this environmental data in a user-friendly way. So our deliverables will be a map with the sensor locations linked to their data with charts and graphics. So if you're into data visualization, want to get your feet wet with web-based development and work on your Python skills, we've got the project for you.
All right. Thank you, Quinn Mai. Please help us.
As well.
Good pitch.
Yes, please
Great,
help
yeah,
us.
great collection. Good job on that pitch too. And this is a student ran one, right?
Yes.
That's
yes, it
awesome.
is. So far, just to backtrack just a little bit, just to scoot. Oh, there are other pictures. Ooh, isn't it pretty? That's our other one. We attached that one to a tree. And then, okay, I'm gonna back up for 1 second. Just to put this out there. So the first one we heard from was Will. And the name of that project or the name of that breakout room will be Green Jobs. The second one we heard from Pat was we're going to call that breakout room Texas Hold'em because yes. And the third project that we've heard from now is our from Quinn Mai. We're going to call that one biosensing data. And that brings us to our next project by another one of my coworkers. We work together in education and outreach, and I believe this is his second or third hackathon. And I'm looking forward to hearing him. So I will, without further ado, I will hand the floor over to Mr. Edgar Garza. Edgar, the floor is yours.
Start that timer, Jamie. So
Going.
the name of my idea is 20-minute neighborhoods. As I was perusing the internets for ideas, I found an article specific to Dallas about how cities are trying to take advantage of their land use, especially after they've already sort of like mucked it up by creating these, no green space, no walkways, no all streets, all pavement type of cities. And so what if cities began to regulate their land use so that every corner of the city was measured by what you can get to within a 20-minute walk or a 20-minute bus ride or a 20-minute car ride. And so there's different measurements of those 20 minutes, but by using city metro data specifically for Dallas, you could identify basic daily needs that are within 20 minutes of any one person's location. Right. So it doesn't matter one day they're in one part of Dallas and the next day they're in the other day. They could always just look that up and find basic needs like food, medical, government, green space, transportation. And so the person would need to be have the ability to enter their location and receive information based on their surroundings. There's a lot of ways you can put this up. It could be a dashboard. It could be a mobile app by itself. There could be social media integration. I think the type of skills you'll need will be Python, Jupyter Notebook, be able to use HTML, JavaScript, APIs, all that good stuff. So that's my idea. Thanks a lot. You're still on mute, Jamie.
Free presentation.
Dang it. Dang
Really
it.
cool.
Good
I hate when
job.
I do that. This project is really cool because now as soon as you started talking about it, I started thinking about what can I get to within 20 minutes of my apartment. And I can get to a wing place. I can get to I might be able to make it to Walmart. Might.
20 minutes.
It's a different way of thinking about life here. I really like this project.
This sounds
So we're
really
going to call your room 20-minute neighborhoods. All right. And Charlie, you were saying something there. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I
I'm
was saying
sorry.
this is really cool. No, I was thinking how like exactly like you said, you were thinking what this affects you, and I was thinking how to visualize that kind of information too. This is really cool stuff,
Mhm.
and all the applications it can go into.
Oh yeah. That's going to be cool. That's going to be a cool one. On now, Jocelyn has been with us since I think our third hackathon, when she was first learning to code. And this year she was the recipient of the Young Professional of the Year Award at our Science Gateways Community Institute, or our Gateways conference here about 2 weeks ago. She's one of my favorite people in the world. And I'm really looking forward. I'm glad she's here. And yeah, I'm just going to hand the floor over to Jocelyn. So Josie, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Hello, my name is Jocelyn Salgado, but I also go by Josie. My project, I came up with a ping away. So basically, it's so funny. I was flying to Mexico last month to go visit my family for the first time in 17 years. And being there, I realized that they don't have satellites how we do. So they struggle a lot with communication. So my idea for a project would be creating an application that would be able to distinguish any sort of emotion, happiness, sadness, surprise. And one of the main examples of surprise is because my cousin is finally getting married after 10 years with her fiance. And she told me that one of the last things was that if I have datos, which means like signal points, you will be the first person to know that I'm getting married. And it's so hard because just using WhatsApp, all the connection it cuts off. We don't receive messages. It takes about 30 minutes just to receive one. I feel like this would just be a really great way to not only connect with your family, all around the world, but really just, have a closer relationship in any way. So I hope you guys like the idea. I appreciate you guys dearly. And thank you, Jamie. I love you a lot. And Dr. Hayden and Charlie and Boyd. And oh my God, I'm going to go on and on, but yes.
Love you right back.
Yes, ma'am. And I want to throw out there that Jocelyn has she's won hackathons as a student. She's won hackathons as a mentor, as a student mentor. She's presented as a student mentor, teaching other mentors how to mentor, as well as other participants. She's amazing. I'll leave it at that. She's amazing. So thank you for joining us. And
very cool project idea.
I think this is actually an extension of a project she did before that I believe her team won. But I'll let her tell you about that in her group. I'll just say she has done this. This is a thing. It is a very interesting thing that she's going to do with AI. But anyway, so thank you very much. Thank you. And I am going to call your breakout room a ping away. A ping away. You're so far away. No, don't sing. Okay.
I was thinking of ping away.
Next.
The Lions. Wait, ping away.
Up next, another one of my coworkers in the education and outreach group at TAC is Mr. Jeffrey Reed. Now, Jeffrey has been through one of our hackathons before. He's also worked with me as well as Edgar in our camps. Edgar leads our camps and things. So I can't wait to see what you're going to do. So Jeffrey, if you are ready, there you go. The floor is yours.
Sure. One of the biggest issues, yet one of the most silent issues that occurred during COVID is the struggle in education. And so when I was struggling to think of a topic, education continuously came up with my mind. So the idea is this: how to impact education in Dallas. Grand idea, but offers flexibility to whittle it down, because education is the nexus, possibly the single greatest nexus that impacts every little bit of a community. For example, the affirmative action case in the Supreme Court that's packaged around education that will impact government jobs, corporate jobs, every daily structure. So this project can tackle something as simple as like teacher pay disparities, how to work on teacher pay disparities and creating an equitable tool for pay raises, because cost of living is a factor in Dallas. Also, or it could be a website that will create an unbiased review of a school, because I think any parent will know, how do you trust a website that actually rates the schools that they're going to? Is that school rated good because it's in a place of wealth or not? Or it could be trying to figure out food disparities based off of where schools are located in their immediate areas. Or it could look at how distributing tax monies can impact and increase schools and school performance. So there's a lot that can be done with statistics and creativity. And that's my pitch. Let's tackle education through longitudinal progress.
Excellent. Excellent.
So I'm picturing like a Rotten Tomatoes for schools.
I mean, it could be like,
Rate my
honestly,
professor.
yeah, Rate My Professor, U.S. News Reports, or like elementarySchool.com or something like that. I'll look at that.
Take all that data together and make into a Rotten Tomatoes ranking. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Great idea.
I could get that one teacher back for I think that is an amazing idea. And we're going to call your group, Jeffrey, Struggles of Education. Struggles of Education. And there's going to be, y'all have some hard choices to make for these groups. Man. And up next, from our last hackathons, winning mentor. for the Judges Award, if I remember correctly. Mr. Cole Ignite. Now, Cole also did our training session this time for Cloudy Cluster and Google Cloud. He has been with us from the very early days of the hackathons. He is an amazing mentor, and he knows his stuff. So I'm not gonna pump him up too much. And then he shows up to the event with his winning team's virtual background. Really, Cole?
Really cool. I
But having
like
said
it.
that,
That was us after the hackathon. We all partied.
Yeah.
Vikings.
And all
but
the
having said that,
ECSU people.
yes.
Yep.
But having said that,
Anyways,
floor is
good to
yours.
go. Cool. Well, thank you, Jamie, and thanks for the hype up. I definitely want to say that it was my teams that win out each year. I mean, I guide, but somebody has to do the work, and then they always are. If you're willing to learn, I'm willing to lead, but tell you the pathways to get to places. But it's not all me. So definitely give the credit to the teams and not the mentor on the wins in the past. But anyways, besides the point. So lamps, lamps are awesome. I love lamps. I have a couple in my house. Moss love lamps. Moss are awesome. They like lamps. Turns out lamps is actually something else. Lamps is a molecular dynamics software that is basically for materials modeling. Basically any material you can think of, biological stuff like proteins, metals, like organic stuff, literally anything that you can think of. It's a simulation software that helps model it. And you can see some of the examples in my slide of what that looks like whenever you visualize it. Basically how it works is you process the data in parallel using a message passing interface because usually the work is too big to do serially, meaning on one computer. And then you use some software to visualize it. And so for this project, basically, the team will basically use lamps to process and visualize some molecular model to help the people of Dallas. I left it super open-ended. Once again, it works for any material, so pretty much anything can work. I will say I did find a really cool one that I haven't used before that models granular, what is it called? Grains. Basically, it models grains falling down chutes. There's a lot of grain in Texas, and there's also a lot of cows that eat grain in Texas. So maybe that might not be the city of Dallas, but I thought that would be a cool one because I've done a lot of the other ones, but I've never done the grain one. Anyways, so we'll basically process the data, visualize it, and then create a really cool presentation off of it. The big thing about this is that we're going to be using Cloudy Cluster, so an HPC cluster. So we're going to build a custom image with lamps on it, and then use that with Cloudy Cluster. So you're going to learn how to basically install custom software and then run it and then visualize the results, all on Cloudy Cluster, all on an HPC cluster that's very similar to your on-premise. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Cole.
Awesome.
And I'm also going to say that I'm trying, Cole, didn't you work with the team? So there have been a couple things that Omnibond and Cloudy Cluster have built at these hackathons. One of them, actually two of them. No, one of them I know Jocelyn worked on with the team that they integrated into the system. Cole, I think you work with one of the teams that they integrated something else in as well. The point is, these are things that may actually be included in Cloudy Cluster in a production level pay-for-play piece of software that you were able to assist in the creation of. So I would highly recommend it, especially with it working in molecular dynamics. It's going to be an amazing project. And we're so glad to have you here again, Cole. And thank you.
Thanks.
Let's see here. All right. And up next. Now, Tasha saw what we've had a person that's been a part of our hackathons for the past 2 years named Lakeisha. And Lakeisha moved away, and that's okay. We miss her. We'll track her down one day. But Tasha heard about what her sister was doing and got involved. And so this is actually her first year mentoring. And I'm so excited to see what she's going to do. So having said that, Tasha, I am going to turn the floor over to you. I just want to make sure that are you good to go?
Good as I can be,
There
sir.
she is. All right. Well, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Latasha Roberts. I'm an associate professor at Austin Community College. I know our focus was going to be on Dallas, but I too, like Jeffrey, I think I'm looking at student success in education, and we zoned it into the sonography program. It's one of the harder programs at our community college. It's a 2-year wait list. And the concern is that with the small amount of students that we actually accept into the program, only about 14 of those students actually successfully make it through. So every year we're only approving 24 students each fall. And I would like to pose the question to see if there's any, did something change? Any relevant information to see. I have the data set for the grades, for their pre-assessment skills, for their examinations, the final examinations, and to see if there's any type of correlation to what that student, so what's the success. And we can also look at it from the perspective of if those that are looking to get into some type of trade or going back to school, is there a relationship to what degree plan that you pick? So that's kind of another side point that hopefully we can, if there's something that we can get from the data. As far as any programming, the resources, I'm open to whatever based on what we have from the data set to use. I would like possibly if there would be a dashboard with that information, and that is it for me.
Perfect. Perfect. So the real cool thing about this, first of all, we've all had that one class that one thing they're like, don't take that class is hard, or that professor is hard. And so with her attempting to diagnose what the issue with this particular program is, we're able to help them out. And the fact that you have a real world data set that you on which the team will be working on, I know it's going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah, this would be awesome. And Tasha's awesome too. She'll be a great mentor.
And or as my man Future would say, sensational. All right. And so Tasha, your breakout room's name will be sonography success. And just to make sure, because I can't remember if I said Cole's sonography. Oh, what did I say?
Stenography.
I said stenography? Oh Lord. Sonography. There we go.
So though I heard the stenography department is also a really difficult program over here.
You have to type with those weird keys. No, sonography. Sonography success. And for Cole's breakout room, the previous presentation was lamps. All right. So we are close to the end here. Let me see. Wait, is that the end? I think was that the last one? Let me make sure. Yes, it was. So that was the last of our mentor presentation. So I'm going to show them to you one more time, just so that you can take notes. And then I'm also going to put these online later, but just to put them out there. So the first presentation we had was where should we be teaching for green jobs? The name of that breakout room is Green Jobs with Will Mobley. Up next, we have the Texas Hold'em with Pat. And then we have our biosensing data dashboard with Quinn Mai. We have our 20-minute neighborhoods with Edgar. We have a ping away with Jocelyn. So far, it's going to be stuck in my head. I feel like I am forcing you all to pick a theme song. I'm not. I'm just saying. You're so far away. A ping away. There we go. Lamps with Cole, not just from Moss. Molecular biology there. And then student success in sonography, not stenography, sonography, or as we like to call her room, sonography success. That room is there. I said sonography program. Let me change that because I like the way sonography success sounds. There we go. Now, having said that, I'm going to type all these into a slide here in a moment. But before I do, we've been going for an hour. Now, I don't know about y'all, but sitting in front of Zoom for this long, I need a break. So what I want to do is I'm going to call a 10-minute break. We're going to get started again at 13 minutes. I told you I like my odd numbers. 13, and it's a prime number. 13 minutes after the hour, I'll have all of these listed. I'll have the breakout rooms ready to go. Mentors, make sure you get into your breakout room and you can vote with your move. I haven't opened the breakout rooms yet, but for now, take a break. Get away from your computer, and we'll see you at 13 minutes after the hour. All right, welcome back from the break, everyone. We're going to go ahead and show our team pitches because it is time to form our groups. By our powers combined, we shall form a hackathon team. So our mentors, our amazing mentors, did the following pitches. Let me get this screen out of there. We had our green jobs pitch from Will, our Texas Hold'em pitch from Pat, biosensing data from Quinn Mai and Ann Claire, that's a student mentor, our 20-minute neighborhoods presentation from Ecker, just a ping away from Jocelyn, another one of our student mentors, struggles of education from Jeffrey, lamps, not just from Moths, from Cole, and our sonography success from Latasha. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to open up our breakout rooms. We want to remind you that inside of your groups, you're going to get to know each other tonight. You're going to make your team introduction slides so that we can see those tomorrow. That includes your team name, your team virtual background, the members of your group, including the mentor and co-mentor, as well as your team virtual background. And we're looking forward to seeing those at tomorrow's check-in.
I will say this. The mentor should not play a single role in your all's development of your background and your theme song. The mentor needs to be surprised as much as we will be.
Oh my. So yeah. we have been given sage advice, nay direction from our grizzled Mr. Charlie Day. And of course, you do want to pick someone from your team to present tomorrow at tomorrow's check-in. So with that, I'm going to open our rooms and we will adjust as we need to. Feel free to move out the rooms. We'll leave this Zoom session open until 8:30. I'll say 9 o'clock. We'll leave this Zoom session open until 9 o'clock and enjoy. Thank you for joining us.